moment to stretch your hydras, to stretch your roaches, hydrate your hydras, massage your marines, and get ready for another PvT. Some of the highest quality PvT we can have. You can see Maru being a little bit cheeky, smiling even on the cameras. Is he confident, or is it nerves kicking in? We're here to find out. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the South Korean Terran player, the best Terran, arguably the best Terran in the world right now, representing On-Site Gaming. It is Maru. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And what is crazy about this series, a lot of this also, like for some context here, it goes to show how insane these groups are, how just packed, how insanely stacked the groups are. Both MaxPax and Maru have nothing but losses right now. They haven't won a series yet. MaxPax, he lost earlier to Showtime. Maru had a rough series earlier against Serral. So far, they don't have a win yet in their groups. They're looking for that first victory. Can they get it? Who will be the first to get it? Oh boy. Yeah, I'm always quite excited to see these two duke it out and face off. I don't know how often MaxPax and Maru have faced. I would love to hear the stats on that. Don't quite have the time to get into it yet, but for now, we do see Maru going for a double gas opener, very aggressive here from Maru. Likewise, MaxPax setting up for a gate expand, who even has a Zealot on the way across the map. Since don't underestimate the 4-gate blink Prince of Denmark. True, MaxPax does have the best 4-gate blink stalker in the world. I think I can comfortably say that. He's terrifying. He's crazy. He's wild. He's MaxPax. For now, again, gate expand here from MaxPax. Likewise, Maru across the map because of that second gas geyser. He's going into a faster factory, delaying his CC. Going to be delaying his natural base a little bit longer. Reaper looking for a proxy, making sure that MaxPax isn't doing anything too crazy, anything too wild. Something like a proxy Stargate, or even a gateway. As the game is getting underway. And thankfully, Maru isn't going for a one-base all-in. We do have a CC on the way on the high ground, followed by the starport. As the Reaper is dipping into the main base, I imagine we're going to be seeing a Twilight Council opener from MaxPax. And a probe will fall. The Reaper, though, is denied entry into the main. So a good pickup from Maru, but he is playing in the dark, is unaware as to what MaxPax is up to. Across the map, Zealot is going to be wreaking some havoc on this depot and forcing some lost mining time. Stalker is rocking up as well. MaxPax looking for some damage here. And he is going to be able to dance with these units, but the Widowmine should be able to force MaxPax back. And interesting, we're actually setting up for a vanilla marine drop. Medevac is on the way. We do have quite a lot of marines already, and I believe we are going to be sending quite a lot across the map. We'll see if it can get past the units here of MaxPax as he does spread out his units with his Zealot and his Stalker, trying to keep an eye on said move out. Meanwhile, the Reaper dips back in. And, oh my god, it gets surrounded! A little bit of miscontrol from Maru. A little bit uncharacteristic from our South Korean Terran. Ay. As the Reaper goes down, the drop is moving out across the map. And MaxPax is looking to get ready for it. For now, it's going to be a Blink Stalker opener. It's going to be 4-gate Blink out of MaxPax. We mentioned it earlier, he does have the best 4-gate Blink in the world. And he is going for it. Meanwhile, the drop does get into the main. Not just mines, but also marines. Probes are being focused down. The Widowmine ideally going to be zoning away those stalkers. Up. The retargeting. Ooh, one stalker will go down. And these marines, they've been going ham. 8 probes as well. Maru flexing his target firing and is unburrowing. His retargeting. And he's not done. Blink isn't finished, by the way, and it looks like Maru, he will abandon these marines, but he gets 13 probes. well worth it here for Maru. A very strong start. The economy of MaxPax is crippled, and now he's forced to counterattack. He has to do something across the map. Back at home, I mean, Maru, he saw everything. He saw the gateways, he saw the Twilight Council, he knows that Stalkers are coming, and he's getting ready for it. We have a bunker on the low ground, we have a bunker soon to finish on the high ground, tank in position as well. Does Maru have enough to protect that tank? As the Banshee shows up across the map, there's little that shoots up. There's nothing that shoots up. And MaxPax is all in. He's being forced all in. Maru once again just crippling the economy. MaxPax, he does have high ground vision. He'll be able to blink up into the main. Oh, a big supply block for Maru. Can Maru keep up? He doesn't have Stim. He does have 2 tanks. And a Banshee as well. And a Cloak Banshee is all he needs. There is no detection. Maru, he easily deflects this attack. And across the map, damage was still being done. MaxPax, he's down to 23 probes. And what else can he do from here? Again, he's going to rotate around towards the natural. We do have detection this time. Observer is making its way across the map, but it's not here yet. As we blink into the natural base, we focus down the first tank. Ugh. Juggling coming in from MaxPax does preserve his units. But his army is battered and bruised. Again, there's still a lot of pressure on MaxPax to get even more damage done. A big scan! Oh no! Again, there's no stim, and the observer barely escapes. As MaxPax is rotating over into the main, the tanks likewise also have to reposition. At least one of them is here in the main. Observer this time... Oh no. It survives? No shot. The observer refuses to die. For the second time, it does escape the clutches of the Marines. As the Stalkers push into the natural, they're going to focus down Stim. They're going to get it as well. Stim is denied. MaxPax really making some magic happen here. Without Stim, Maru, he can't really deal with this. This is getting out of hands. MaxPax still doesn't have an amazing economy, bear that in mind. And MaxPax, he checks, he scans, he sees the lack of bases. The lack of third. As MaxPax rotates into the natural. Getting a very large Stalker count. Maru forced to pull some workers. He can afford to lose SCVs. Remember that? Can afford to lose SCVs. As MaxPax just continues to warp in nothing but Stalkers. He dives on in, gets another tank. The Observer finally falls though, and with the death of the Observer, that means that these Banshees can wreak some havoc. Looking at the battle report, actually the Stalker survived. Impressive. Oh no, there we go. 4 Stalkers did go down. And these are Stalkers that MaxPax can't really replace. He's still not even on 2-base economy. As he finds another tank and another as well. Maru out of position. MaxPax, he's kind of doing it. Now, things are going to change when Stim finishes. That's the problem right now. Stim will change the dynamic of these engagements. But there it is. GG gets called. It's not going to be enough. And Maru will take game number 1. Whew. GG. The economic damage that MaxPax sustained earlier was just too much. And to be fair, it was still very impressive what MaxPax was able to accomplish despite that. He was able to do so much despite getting knocked down to, what, 20 probes. But still, it wasn't enough to overcome Maru. GG, well played. Maru takes the lead. He needs one more to take the series. MaxPax needs to fight back here and now. Oh, yeah, we're getting some stats. Shout out to Mo6u. M06 in the chat. MaxPax is 3-6 in matches against Maru, but all wins are in 2023. There you go. There you go. Definitely do appreciate it. True. All MaxPax needs is one War Prism and a Dream, but even then, at times, it sometimes isn't enough. But it's possible against any other lesser Terran player. Maybe MaxPax does win that game. Maybe he does come back. For now, though, we can have a look here at the vetoes at the next game. It's going to be on Royal Blood. It's going to be coming out next. Meanwhile, you can see MaxPax unfazed, unrelenting, stoic as ever. Nerves of steel. I also just realized that MaxPax even has the Dragon Balls around him. They have updated the WTL logo. Love to see it. As we are loading on in. Maru just chilling, just, you know, taking some water. Making sure he stays hydrated. Remember to drink water in the chat. Drink plenty of water. As we are going to be loading on in. Again, the pressure is now on MaxPax to bring it back here in Game 2. Yo, when am I going to go to the arcade with Asher and play some DDR? Let's go. As we are loading in and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Terran player representing on Side Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Maru. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player representing Sidestorm Gaming down in this series, but not out. It is MaxPax. Catching up with the chat. MaxPax, he looks amazing today. Those floating orbs really make him shine. True, true. Yo, shout out to StarCraft boy JP in the chat. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 2 months. Thank you, puppy. Thank you. We appreciate the supports. We appreciate all the love and support we get. We appreciate it. Thank you. All the money that we make here on Twitch does go towards our tournaments, so I'm sure the players appreciate it as well. As Maru once again is going for a double gas opener. A little more aggressive here from Maru. With this, he's going to be going to tech a little bit faster into that factory. And we saw what he has up his sleeves. We saw what kind of builds he has to offer. Even going for a more unique mine drop incorporated with Marines. Getting him in a really solid position. Again, game 1, Maru was almost in full control. Things were getting shaky towards the end, don't get me wrong. Like, MaxPax was looking really impressive with his blink control, with his maneuverability. But it just still wasn't enough to overcome the deficit that he had. I wonder if we're ever going to get a MaxPax face reveal. I'll be honest, at this point, I don't think so. We're this many years in, I feel like it'll be disappointing if MaxPax has a face reveal. Like, I mean, what do you? We see his face already. What are you talking about? What do you? Did you not see it in the maps, in the map pics, and the vetoes? He's beautiful. It's amazing. As Maru once again is going to be scouting around looking for proxies, making sure that he doesn't get cheesed out. That he doesn't get bamboozled by a proxy Stargate or a gateway. Speaking of Stargate play, interesting. MaxPax is going for a Stargate opener this time. Okay, kind of going against the grain here. Of course, grants him access to Phoenixes for map control, for Oracles for some economic damage as well. We'll see what he goes for. Back at home, Maru going for the CC on the high ground, straight into a starport. So far, this is looking just like his opener in game number 1, even making that first Widowmine. So very similar build here from Maru. It's very possible that because it had so much success in game 1, he's like, you know, why not do it again? Why not just do it again here in game number 2? As Maru still hasn't seen the tech. That's the problem here. He's still in the dark as we are going straight into Phoenix production. The Reaper is going to dive in, avoids or just ignores the Stalker. And he does get behind the mineral line. He confirms that not just the Stargate, but also Phoenixes are on the way. Good hold position micro here from MaxPax. does lock down that Reaper, does shut it down. Very nicely done. But now Maru is aware. He's aware of what's going on. With that information, he's going straight into Viking production, Cyclones as well. His Widowmine stays at home, doesn't go for the drop this time. Or at least not with the drop of the Widowmine. So yeah, Maru, he's respecting the opener here of his opponent, and he's adapting. Oh no! Ooh, MaxPax. Unfortunately, taking a Mind Shot to the face, not the best start here. Obviously, it takes 2 Widowmines to kill a Phoenix, but that is a lot of hull damage already. And now Maru is pushing out. He shouldn't find too much damage. We have a shield battery ready here at the natural base. Yeah, we can see Maru, really, he's hoping to catch these Phoenixes. Oh, he does get a lock on. The army move out has been spotted. Maru sending everything across the map. Vikings, Cyclones, and Marines. I do think he's going to have a hard time pushing through the overcharge, especially with 2 shield batteries. So Maru, he sees the defensive position. He does back off. Again, hoping to catch the Phoenixes. It looks like he will. Oof. Gets some hull damage, but doesn't get a kill. It's an interesting dynamic where typically the Phoenixes give the Protoss player map control, but it feels like the inverse, where like MaxPax, he's just terrified of, of being caught out, being forced back home. Maru having the map control instead, going straight for his 3rd TC. So despite being very aggressive with his army movement, despite posturing, he is going for a later game, taking his 3rd. Likewise, MaxPax is getting into everything that Terrans love about this matchup. We have Colossus on the way, alongside the Phoenixes. The Raven! Oh, and a big pick off. The Raven goes down instantly. We're gonna not even get a Phoenix as well. Very, very important pick off here from MaxPax. The power of the Raven is that you can disable the Colossus. It means that this push could be deadly for Maru. But without the Raven, less so. As the Observer has been spotted, MaxPax does get eyes on the 3rd TC, so he knows that even though Maru was feigning aggression, Maru, he's focusing on establishing his 3rd base instead. So MaxPax knows that he's safe. He knows he's safe and sound, working now on his Gateway Explosion, Extended Thermal Lance, continued Colossi production. MaxPax is just, yeah, doing a great job at establishing himself here, back at home. And we have a game. Again, game 1 was just really chaotic, and things escalated very quickly in game 1. But here in game 2, things are calming down. We're chilling. Maru more than willing to slow the game down as well. He's one of the few Terran players out there that is like, hey, we want to go late game PvT? Let's go. Let's go for it. As the spotter Marine does get eyes on the army, Maru is going to be able to reposition. Likewise, he also gets eyes on the 4th base as well of MaxPax. And MaxPax is going to be able to get a handful of these SCVs, but he is forced to back off. And Maru, he's just building up his forces. We have a 1-1 on the way. Stim, combat shields, as well as concussive shell. And for the most part, I do think that he's just stuck at home. I mean, up against 3 Colossi, it's difficult to really make these pushes work. He does reveal his army to the Adept. Zealot Rambai is coming out on the left-hand side. Maru is committing to the attack. A very strong timing here with all these upgrades. They are very nicely lined up for Maru, as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen. But this is going to be spotted by MaxPax. He's getting in position. And again, this is going to expose the 3rd base of Maru to this run by. Meanwhile, Maru, he doesn't push into the 3rd. He goes straight for a Doom Drop into the main. Does focus down some of those Phoenixes. At the same time, we do have the Zealot run by in the third base. We have a warp in into the main as well. MaxPax, he's hurting back at home. Likewise, can he pull this off? The Colossi, up! One does go down for free. MaxPax attempts to collapse on this army as Maru reinforces. Is it going to be enough? It looks like MaxPax, he has enough to clean this up. He annihilates the push, and he's getting out of control across the map. 28 SCVs go down. This Zealot counterattack may have just won MaxPax the game. 29. Can we get 30? Almost 30 workers. Ay, ay, ay. So much damage done. Now MaxPax, he's up a base. He's up in workers. He can focus on his assaults as he pushes in. Maru, drop is going to get intercepted. As MaxPax pushes forward, another run-by coming in from behind. Yeah, Maru, he just can't keep up. More SCVs are going down. And MaxPax, he is snowballing out of control. GG gets called, and we have an ace match. We are going to game 3. GG, well played. We are heading into the ace match. Again, MaxPax doing pretty well to just keep up with the movement of his opponents and to have such an amazing counterattack as well. Just recognizing the weakness of how committed Maru was. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised. I was surprised that Maru did move out when he did. Obviously, his upgrades were well lined up for the attack, but yeah, even if it wasn't for the Zealot harassment, MaxPax clearly had more than enough to shut down that attack, and yeah, really well done by MaxPax. We have a game 3. We have an ace match. Let's go. And really, that's all I want. That is all we want. Oh, as we have a look at that winner screen, MaxPax looking very excited after that win. Very excited as Maru just making sure he's staying hydrated, getting ready for that next game. And it's going to be on a much larger map. We're going to be loading in to Greswan. Here we go. You can see the vetoes as well. Nothing too crazy. Near Humanity was vetoed. Altitude, Ancient Cistern as well. Does make plenty of sense. Oh, as Greswan is going to be an interesting one. Again, the largest map so far out of the 3 that we've been casting. Out of the 3 in this series. And it can lead to longer games. Not saying it will, but it can. So we're loading on in. We are loading on in. We've also reached over the halfway mark. I just realized. In total, we do have 7 best of 3s available, and this is number 4. This is our 4th best of 3. We still have 3 more ahead of us. Here we go. We're diving into the ace match as spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Greswan, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Onside Gaming. Struggling in that last game, being forced into the ace match. It is Maru. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. Tying up the series 1-1 in the last game, forcing the ace match. It is MaxPax. Here we go. Oh. And yeah, the initial opener of Maru just not achieving as much as he would have liked. Despite being active on the map, he wasn't able to shave off any of the Phoenixes. He wasn't able to punish how active MaxPax was being, and yeah, in the end, we saw how solid the defense was of MaxPax, being able to read the movement of his opponent and also cripple the economy at the same time. Really nice moves. As once again, every single game so far, Maru has been going for these double gas openers. Every single game. Now, we'll see if he goes for that Marine drop again, because even though he didn't go for it in game number 2, he did go for the same opener. It was the exact same opener, went for the Widow Mine into the medevac, into all those Marines. Because it was a Stargate opener from MaxPax, he was stuck at home. So is Maru going to mix things up? Is he going to shift gears? As he as he is going to be locking the probe into the main base, we may force a recall out of MaxPax as he does get eyes, and there it is. There is that recall. MaxPax making sure he doesn't lose anything. Making sure he does preserve his workers. Meanwhile, Maru is moving out across the map. Is looking for that scout. We have seen he's been pretty diligent throughout this entire series when it comes to checking for Stargates, proxy Stargates. Again, Maru, he's played a lot with Hero. He knows. He knows, Papi, as he dips into the main. Is zoned away by that Adept. And once again, MaxPax going for the Stargate, not for the Twilight Council. Meanwhile, back at home, Maru going for a CC on location right after that factory, followed by the starport. And it's the same opener. Once again, we have reactored Marines. Once again, we have that one Widow Mine, and we're going into that medevac. So the same opener every game so far from Maru. And this Reaper is going to go in and get eyes on the Stargate. Stargate has been spotted. Phoenixes are in production. Maru is fully aware of that. And it will be preparing back at home. Once again, he should be going straight into Cyclone and Viking production, just like he did previously. And you can see that he's positioning his army here to try to catch that Phoenix. We'll see if he can. Again, he should be staying back at home, taking a more defensive position. Oh, as I say that, he's crazy. Is moving out with his medevac drop, but he does come across the Phoenix. Yeah, he is going to be pushed back. It was a bit of a cheeky move out of Maru. Very greedy to move out like that, but he's being contained. Oh, you can see he's trying to push that Phoenix into that Widow Mine. As Maru doesn't want to stay at home, he wants to push out. He wants to be as active as possible. Phoenixes, they do spot the move out. Do get eyes on the medevac. A lot of damage is being done to that one Phoenix, but Phoenix does survive. And MaxPax, upon scouting that, he's getting a second shield battery. He has an overcharge. Immortals in production. He does have the tools that he needs to defend. Can he execute the defense? Smar's going to be dancing with those units. Getting a good lock on. Back at home, Maru doesn't throw down a third CC. He throws down 2 more Raxes instead. Going to be a little more aggressive this time. Mine shot is going to get baited out. And with the death of that Widow Mine, Maru has to back off, and MaxPax is looking to expand and take his third. So we'll see how delayed the third CC is going to be here for Maru. If you remember, in game 2, he actually got it really quickly. He got his third base very quickly, and again, was able to get into a 3-base economy far faster as well. As the Phoenixes have arrived, Maru's out of position, and 5 SCVs go down. Oof. Quite a lot of economic damage already, and not a single Phoenix did fall. Behind this, Maru just setting up with his 3-1-1 setup. Everything's looking normal for the time being. Again, it was last game where Maru just went for a faster third. Yeah, behind this, MaxPax is able to get his own third base up and running. The first Colossus has arrived. The first of many, I'm sure. And And once again, MaxPax able to find some chinks in the armor, able to find some vulnerabilities, and gets even more SCVs. Maru just having a hard time keeping up. Again, without stim, it's hard to constantly be in position here for these Phoenixes. Does get a couple of lock-ons, but they will be broken. And there we go. Maru's going to be pushing out. He does expand and take a third base behind this, but oh, it is going to be delayed. Good pick off from MaxPax. Now, this time the Raven has been saved. This time the Raven doesn't get sniped prematurely. And Maru does have a disable available, but he's pushing into 2 Colossi and an overcharge. He's going for it. Oh my god. He gets both disables off. He dives on top of the army. The shield battery does get focused down. Does Maru have enough? He barely gets one of the Colossus, but only one. A very committed attack, but MaxPax, he was ready for it. Does deflect the army. Looking at the resources lost, it's looking a little bit close at the battle report. Close trade. The Raven was sniped. The Phoenixes are still alive. That's probably the most important thing, actually. The Phoenixes do still provide MaxPax a lot of map control, and Maru has to back off. And yeah, now there's just so much more pressure on Maru. His third is delayed. He's down in workers because he was losing workers earlier to the Phoenixes. His push didn't quite work out, and now MaxPax can get away with this fourth. I would give the edge to MaxPax after that fight. But it's only an edge, you know? Like, Maru, he's still in this. Working on his Vikings. He was able to preserve at least some of his army, some of his Marauders. As he is looking to just slow things down, get into a longer game. There's a 4 CC in production for Maru. This does tell us that Maru, again, he's going to be stuck at home for a little bit. It's going to be difficult for him to go for any drop play just because of all these Phoenixes. That's the power of this composition. And yeah, Maru is being contained. He is being contained. He's spreading out his mines. No bunkers yet. Oh, and MaxPax is looking for an opening. Prism slips into the main. We do manage to warp in a wave of Zealots, but we do have Marines in position. Likewise, MaxPax attempts to push in. And he's getting a couple of SCV kills. Colossus are pushing forward, but he has to be very careful not to get surrounded. And Maru has the concave. The Zealots, they get 8 SCVs, not too bad. And MaxPax won't commit. He backs off and he takes a 5th. This is the scary thing of this position. MaxPax, he has full map control, so he's just doing a great job at containing Maru. He's got his 4th, he's got his 5th on the way. 2nd robot for double disruptor production. The Prism will get sniped, though. Very nice counter damage here from Maru. He is going to lose his Vikings, unfortunately, but he did get the Prism. As the Colossus are going to be flirting with the 3rd base. Just chipping away at those depots. And as the army moved out of position, we do have a massive Zealot run by here into the natural, and MaxPax, he's committing up the ramp into the 3rd. Zealots get into the mineral line. Not too many workers go down, and MaxPax is going to back off. Again, very careful not to overextend, very careful to preserve his Colossus count. Oh, as MaxPax has to be careful not to overextend. Zealot run by gets eyes on the 4th. As these Vikings are reigning supreme, not enough Stalkers to really support this army. And the Phoenix count is being reset. So despite the economic damage that MaxPax has been doing, despite the fact that he's up in bases and up in workers, he has lost all of his phoenixes, and he has very little stalkers. So Maru can still take a pretty good fight. He can take advantage of that. Looking at the units tab, he's up to 10 Vikings. Blink just now starting. It's not done. And here we go. Nova is gonna find a good connection. At the same time, though, the Vikings, they do rain down on those Colossi. But doesn't matter anymore, because now we have Disruptors. We may not need the Colossi. Big shots are going off on those Stalkers. The Colossus can't completely reset. As Zealots are getting damage done here at the third. And that is all that matters. That MaxPax is just continuing to cripple the economy of Maru. May have lost his Colossi, but he's replacing them with more Disruptors. Link is about to finish up. Oh my god, massive Novas are going to be connecting with the Marauders. Maru not able to split in time. And that may just be too much. The Vikings, they have to land. Marauders are pushing on forward. Big EMP. Maru's holding. Oh no! But again, big Novas. Uncharacteristic lack of splits from Maru. Isn't able to avoid those Novas. And yeah, MaxPax is getting out of control. Zealots wreaking havoc in the mineral lines once again. This is almost a pure Disruptor army, but it's more than enough. As the third base is compromised. And these workers are going to be hunted down. Oof. Big connections on the workers, on the ghosts. And MaxPax, he is going to be taking his first series here of Masters Coliseum number 6. He had a rough time against Showtime, but here against Maru, he's looking strong. GG gets called, and MaxPax takes the series 2-1, bringing down Maru. GG. Very well played. Again, this was a very important match for both players because neither one had taken a series yet. And yeah, despite it going all the way to the ace match, MaxPax, he did have a much more solid game here in game number 3. I do think that Maru did overextend when it came to his Raven push. If you remember when he tried to force the issue at the third base, disable the Colossus, pushing into an overcharge, it did feel like Maru did overextend, and he lost a lot of momentum there when that happened. From that moment, he was forced to back off, forced to be really defensive. And with that, we are going to be getting ready for our next series. We are heading over to the land of Europe. Oh boy. For almost the winner's match. We're going to be going on a short break. When we return, we will have Showtime versus Cyril. See you soon.